loves, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is all about winter hair care tips because we're getting into winter if we're not already in winter, because it's incredibly cold in Johannesburg. Oh my word, it's insanely cold. So you have to switch up your hair care routine because the air in winter is really dry. So I don't know where you are in the world where you're watching this video, but in winter the air is really dry, so that affects your hair. So you have to switch up some of the products that you're using. You have to generally switch up your routine, that way you ensure that your hair is highly moisturized, and when your hair is dry it's prone to breakage, so we don't want your hair breaking in winter. So if you're tuning in for the first time, thanks so much for coming. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. You guys know how much I love and appreciate you all. And of course, if you like this video and you love my channel, do subscribe, do hit the notifications button, do comment down below, do like the video, do share it, and do watch and enjoy.
I know your body, I know your heart. Your eyes told me from the start, but then you fall back, giving me signs that I've seen before.
So the first winter hair care tip for you guys is a clean scalp. It's so important to have a clean scalp. It's really important because your hair can only grow well in a healthy and clean environment. So if your scalp is greasy, it's flaky, it's just dirty in general, please wash your hair. Also, if you do get a protective hairstyle like me, I have my braids on, at the end of the third week I'm going to have to clean my scalp, cleaning it from all the products that I've been applying, because now this product built up. I don't know how often you guys wash your hair in a month, but I advise that in winter, if your hair is out, at least wash it twice a month. I know it's cold, so you may be dreading wash day completely, but do try to wash your hair, because it's also pointless for you to be applying moisturizing products on dirty hair, because you're not really moisturizing your hair, you're just adding more product on hair that is already dirty. So the second tip for you guys is treatments. This is important. So we have protein treatments and moisture treatments. Protein is essentially for strengthening your hair, preventing breakage, and it basically reinforces the hair cuticle, while as moisture treatments are all about restoring and replenishing moisture on your hair, and usually people call this deep conditioning. And so like I said, protein will strengthen your hair, and then moisture treatments will replenish moisture on your hair. So you need a good balance of both in winter. Guys, winter is usually what, 3 months, but it can be colder for longer than that, and you can't do protein treatments every month or every time you wash your hair. So I advise do a protein treatment right at the beginning of winter, then another one right at the end of winter, because initially I do my protein treatments once every 2 to 3 months, so that timeline is perfect for you to do your protein treatment. Do follow your protein treatment with a moisture treatment so that there's a good balance of both. Then you can get your protective hairstyle right when you've done the two. If you decide to have your hair out, I advise that you do your moisture treatment every time you wash your hair. Like I said, let's say you wash your hair twice a month, if that means every second week, then do that moisture treatment, because we do not want dry hair. So the third winter hair care tip for you guys is trimming your split ends. I say this all the time, but if you're new to my channel, it's okay. You're probably hearing this for the first time, and a lot of people are always like, why am I trimming my split ends? I'm trying to have like longer hair. That actually helps you to get longer hair and be able to retain length. So when your ends are dead, everyone's ends do get, you know, split at some point, and this is due to roughly styling, detangling. Even if you're not roughly styling your hair, but generally you are going to get split ends. Your ends are the most fragile part and the oldest part of your hair. So what happens is, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, some people's hair at the end, it looks see-through, like you can literally see through it. Those ends are split. Your hair is not full anymore at the bottom, so you have to chop them off. If you don't cut or trim your split ends, basically they're going to run down the rest of your hair shaft, damaging your hair further. Now you have to chop or trim more hair than you could have. So if you get the chance, please do trim your split ends. Of course, I do have a video that you guys can watch, and I explained further and in depth on why you need to trim your split ends. Otherwise, just go to a professional, especially if it's your first time. That way you can they can do it better for you. So our fourth winter hair care tip is all about moisturizing. I'm big on this part. The air in winter is dry. You do not want dry hair because it's prone to breakage. So at the end of winter, your hair would have definitely been shorter than when winter started because it's been breaking throughout. So switch up your moisturizing products. I already love using shea butter, but not only do I strictly stick to shea butter in winter, I also do my lock method at least 3 times a week, because normally I do it once a week, and then the other times it's just like a leave-in conditioner and an oil, or leave-in conditioner and shea butter. But in winter I do the R, the O, the C. It's important for you to do that because your hair has to be well moisturized throughout. I'm sure you guys have seen this with skincare as well. You switch up to thicker products in winter for your skin because you want to make sure that your skin is well coated. So it's the same thing. That's why I switch from like a cream to shea butter if you're already not using shea butter, because in as much as I love shea butter, sometimes I still do use creams, but in winter it's strictly shea butter for me. So not only are you moisturizing your hair, you now have to retain that moisture. Okay, so you're moisturizing your hair, great, but now you have to retain that moisture, that way your hair does not get dry too quickly. One way to do that, get certain products. Setting is to your hair what sunscreen is to your skin. So get a certain dock, get a certain bonnet, get a certain pillowcase, whatever you prefer or whatever you can afford. Every night if you have your hair out, put it on. If you have a protective hairstyle like me, put that on because it will help you to keep your protective hairstyle for longer. Because if you just sleep on any regular pillowcase, there's going to be so much friction and freeze. Your braids or your cornrows or whatever hairstyle that you have on is not going to last long because there's just too much friction. So your hair starts to pop out. And if you have your hair out, those other different types of materials are going to be stripping moisture out of your hair, and we do not want that because we're trying to restore and retain as much moisture as we can. And when you're retaining moisture in your hair, it contributes to length retention, which basically means that your hair is going to be growing longer because it's well moisturized. It's not going to be prone to breakage. So the last tip for you guys is getting a protective hairstyle. As you guys can see, I already have mine on. I'm gonna have another protective hairstyle after the braids. I usually keep my braids for like 6 weeks, so I'm not sure how long I'm gonna keep this for, or maybe I'm going to get the front redone. But yeah, I love them, and today is actually the first time I'm styling them differently. They are 2 weeks old, you guys, and I've been having them in a bun. Don't do that because it will have so much tension on your hairline. Anyways, the reason why you need to get a protective hairstyle this winter is, you know how every other day when your hair is out, you detangle it, you style it, you manipulate it, doing whatever that you do to your hair. That can cause breakage. If you're not properly doing it, generally it will happen. Your hair sheds as well. That's also natural. But what protective hairstyles do is they protect your hair from your regular detangling, styling, manipulation that you do, making sure that your hair doesn't break. And I need you guys to know and understand this. Protective hairstyles do not grow your hair. They protect your hair, allowing you to retain length, therefore you are able to see it. So when you do those braids and those cornrows, because you're not regularly brushing or detangling your hair or doing anything that can lead to breakage, your hair is protected and you are able to see the growth after the 2 months. Because our hair is growing and now you're protecting your hair from the breakage, from the detangling or the styling, you are able to see length at the end of that 1 month or 2 months, depending on how long you kept them for. I would think 2 months is too long though, but preference. So getting a protective hairstyle on does not mean that you need to stop taking care of your hair. You need a clean scalp, remember from our first winter hair care tip. So by the end of the 3rd week or sometime in the 4th week, I'm going to clean my scalp. You need to clean it from all the products that you've been applying throughout. It doesn't mean that because you have braids on, you must now just completely stop taking care of your hair. I hope all those tips make sense for you guys. And don't worry, I got you. I have all videos pertaining to all those tips that I shared. So if you want to see a video on how to wash your hair, detangle your hair well, trim your ends, moisturize your hair well, I have all of that. A video when I went to get my protective hairstyle, because before getting my protective hairstyle, I do a protein treatment, a moisture treatment, and I don't use heat. I haven't used heat in over 2 years. So I braid my hair while it's still in shrinkage. So I have a video on that. I'm literally doing this. So I have a video on that as well. Do check it out. I also have a video on how you can wash your cornrows and wash your braids and still maintain your braids so that they can still look neat. Do incorporate those tips. Do share the video, and thank you so much for watching. Until the next one.
I know your body, I know your heart. Your eyes told me from the start, but then you fall back.